Sup shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track by an artist named Marc Armitage called Stalker V2 Duke Nukem 3D remix, industrial rock. Switch over to here. It is a remix of the Duke Nukem Hollywood Holocaust. And so I've got the original was written by Lee Jackson. There's quite a few people involved in this. Animation, VFX, Rami, gameplay footage, iPhantom 3D, video coordinator, Robbie McGregor, electric guitars, bass and drum production, Joseph Griffiths, mastering, Angus McNaughton, and keyboards tracking mix, Mark Kimali. Or Shimali. It could be either. I'm hoping one of those was the correct one. And yeah, we're also going to link to the gameplay footage. I assume that's maybe in the glasses here. But we're going to listen to this track from start to finish and we're going to hear what we think. Should be good.
Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
Damn, man. I'm loving how it gets right to the Duke Nukem part of the deal at the beginning. Is this the music from the original track? And I suppose they're going to add some new instruments or something like that? I can hear that. Oh. Damn, man. Those drums are punchy, man. And those guitars on the side, stereo panned. Great groove tone. Yeah, the performance is pretty solid, eh? And the mixing and mastering is pretty on point too. It's nice and loud in the headphones without being overbearing. Really also appreciating just the quality. How clear and pristine it sounds. Oh, we got those sort of industrial synths. Very edgy, very atmospheric, very tense. Sounds like you're in the middle of a war zone. Very sort of true to the original subject material. It's good to remix material like this, eh? It's also cool how we have the smoke coming out of the cigar and the gameplay footage and the glasses and all that. It's really nice. And man, that percussion's really slick actually. Like, the guy's got some chops. That kind of synth up sequence is pretty dope as well. I'm liking how the intensity is slowly building as we go along. Adding some pads in there as well, sweet. Hey. Oh. I liked how low those power chords went. Yeah, sick. Like, it's interesting, you know a drum kit is well mixed when you can hear it clearly without it completely dominating everything else. You know, it doesn't sound like the kicks are pumping or anything like that. A lot of these additional layers are very subtle. You know, like there's not a whole lot of, you know, when he adds sort of a synth or a little sequencer, he's not kind of making it very blunt, kind of in your face. There is more of an attempt to make it sort of very atmospheric and it's kind of sort of more of a cinematic experience, which I think is kind of what you need when you're remixing this sort of music. Right, before I forget, this is off the album titled Augmented Soundtrack, if I believe so. This is off Marc Armitage's album Augmented Soundtrack. Just while I remember. So yeah, he's got more sort of video game soundtrack sort of material on there. I'll make sure I put links to those in the description of this video. Oh man, it actually really makes me want to play the game if the music is this tight, because it's been such a long time since I played like the old Doom games. I played Doom 2016 of course, but I didn't play the remake of the Duke Nukem, and this is getting me sort of vibed for that game, eh? It's a dark, tense, gritty kind of experience that sort of fuses quite well with the concept of this man with a cigar and a sawn-off shotgun just kicking ass and taking names, you know? Oh. cool. Yeah, we've got that constant sort of beard of sort of those kind of low issuing kind of sort of semi-distorted synths with the... I can hear the bass as well. The bass is so smooth in this. It's so gorgeous. Or is that... Am I just confusing that with another sort of synth? No, because I think... Hang on. No. I'm confusing myself. I think there was in the description of this video. Yeah, electric guitars, bass, and drum production. So Joseph was responsible for all of this. That's cool. I'm just tripping myself up here. Oh, and how it comes in back in this for this kind of hook. And you know, it's something pretty special to recognize that is sort of that main hook of the track. That sort of dynamic shift there with that little foot, and then boom, you're coming in with all those guitars. It's all at the same time. It's all pumping. It's cool. It's cool. Good vibes. Oh, we're letting the drums have a rest here? What are we doing in this part? Hey, smart move. Oh man, we got explosions happening on the right side of the screen. Sick. Everything's going up in flames. A complete massacre. Again, there's these little shifts in energy levels, right? That allow a track to remain sort of fresh in your head without needing to rely on things like vocals or whatever. That's the key for an instrumental. You got to take the listener on a journey and you got to kind of lull them into a state where they want to follow you the whole way, or you build up their energy into like a crescendo, you know? This is a bit of both. Like, I'm like, honestly, maybe it's just because I didn't sleep very well last night. I just think how professionally everything's been mixed and mastered. I'm digging the intensity of the instruments, like the distorted guitars and drums and stuff like that. But I'm also feeling very relaxed because I'm not constantly sort of thinking, oh, that sounded weird. Because this is practically a flawless remix. I'm kind of wondering whether they were acoustic or electric drums, whether they were sampled or not. I mean, either way, it's fine. Is that like an LP record or like one of those sort of cinema things like, you know, like how they had in those old school cinemas where they'd make that when they were about to show a movie on film or something like that? I dig it. Cool. I think that's great. I think that's done justice to the original track. I think that there was respect paid to the source material, and Marc Armitage has sort of taken it to the next level, and along with the rest of his team. I definitively think this was worth the time listening to it. I think having those sort of fresher sounding sort of percussive instruments as well as the guitar and drums, just sounding like, just having, I don't know how to say this, like I'd have to listen to the source material again by itself. Not the soundtrack of like the old kind of games where they didn't maybe have the file space to be able to record a full orchestra, or like, you know how they used to have sort of MIDI instruments and stuff like that? Having these guitars recorded like that and everything like that is a nice of a shift enough. And I'd have to also listen to the rest of the album, Augmented Soundtrack from Marc Armitage, to really get a feel of the specific stylistic input he put and whether that is sort of covered throughout his releases on that sort of album. But I have a lot of love for what he's managed to accomplish here. I think that it was mixed and mastered professionally. Again, it's true. It follows the main sort of theme of the track without deviating and kind of seeming like a sort of an ego project, you know, like something where he wanted to make it all about himself rather than paying homage to the original stuff. And yeah, this lasted well. It's made me want to go play the game again, like for real. I dig it. I vibe with it. It's so ominous and potent, and it suits the mood of the gameplay, you know, going through and just blasting the shit out of anything that comes your way. It's good fun. It's great. Yeah, definitely got an industrial rock vibe from this. I think that's sort of the heavy synth sort of an atmospheric kind of pad focus on this with those kind of bass drums and guitar really sort of sold it for me. Yeah, very, very, very genuine, very authentic experience. And that is effectively my review of Stalker V2 Duke Nukem 3D Remix, but by Marc Armitage and his team of wonderful collaborators and associates who have combined to make this really dope video and his really sick remix of this track. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to this music. If you do, please go check out Marc Armitage's website, which I'll put right here, as well as his various social medias and his YouTube and also his Spotify and his Apple Music. Stay cool, stay safe. Please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.